Hi, it's Sonia here from Healthy and Healed. Look, I thought I should post a quick video about something that I've learned years ago, and this is particularly for all the new practitioners out there who struggle to tell people what it is they do, okay? And the reason I got inspired to post this video is because the other day on my practitioner website or forum, someone just mentioned, oh, how do you tell people what you do? And I said, oh, well, I've got a great script that I learned from a really awesome business coach called Benjamin J. Harvey, who runs a company called Authentic Education in Australia. And I'd love to share it with you, because when I learned this particular piece of information that I'm about to share with you, it was like this huge light bulb moment. And I've been using this process ever since. So I'm sure, as many of you know, especially if you're working in the holistic therapies or alternative therapies, it's really sometimes a bit daunting. And people say, what do you do? And you go, oh, I'm a Reiki healer, or I'm a kinesiologist, or I'm such and such. And people go, well, what does that mean? I don't, what does that mean to me? So how you get around that is you think about talking to the pain point, the issue or the problem that you solve. And this setup phrase that I learned, I've kind of honed it down myself and use it. I use a briefer version of it, but I'm going to give you the extended version, because when you know this, it makes it so much easier, and it gets around that sort of awkward, kind of, I don't know what this person knows about the modality that I work in. So this circumvents all of that and basically puts it out there to the layman. So here's how it goes, right? So someone says to you, what do you do? Now, I'm going to use my example. I'm a matrix re-imprinting practitioner. Now, if I said that to someone, what does that mean? So I talk to the pain point. So you have a setup phrase, and it says this: what do you do? And you start with, well, you know how. So they say, what do you do? You say, well, you know how. And what I say is, well, you know how there's a lot of stress and anxiety and depression out there at the moment. Or something like, well, you know how stress and anxiety and depression is becoming very common. So that's the first part. So when someone says, what do? You say, well, you know how, and then you state the problem or the pain. So for instance, if you're a business coach, you might say, well, you know how a lot of people who are starting out in their businesses struggle to know where to start. That's your pain point. Well, the next part of it is, well, and then you state the solution. So for me, I say, well, you know how there's an increasing amount of stress and anxiety and depression. Well, I help people overcome those issues. It's that simple. So if you are a business coach and you say, well, you know how, you know how there's a lot of people who are new in business who don't know where to start. Well, I help them set up strategies and processes to ensure that they're covering all the areas of their business that they need. And that's it, okay? What's the issue? How do I solve it? So I'll just do it in a full quote so you get it again, and then go away and have a practice and have a run through and see what is the pain point that I solve for people and how do I solve it. So, well, you know how there's a lot of stress and anxiety and depression out there, or it's on the increase. I help people overcome stress and anxiety and depression. Now, some people will be so in awe of that, they'll just go, oh, that's awesome. And then they might ask the how. And that's when you go into maybe your modality or the techniques you use, but you don't even need to say what it is you do. At no stage have I mentioned that I'm an EFT, NLP, matrix re-imprinting practitioner, because that's really quite irrelevant. What's important is what I'm able to offer that person. And what I've noticed is when I talk in that way, I just get people going, really? And in fact, an even further genius tip is, I've honed it down even simpler. People say, what do you do? And I really confidently say, I help people overcome stress and anxiety. That's it. And then they might go, well, how do you do that? But it's really about keeping it very, very simple and just talking to the pain point. That's all you need to do. So I hope you found this genius tip really useful. And look forward to seeing some comments down below. Maybe you've got your own elevator speech that you use that you might want to share in the comments down below. But otherwise, thank you so much for watching. Really appreciate it. See you later, everyone. Bye.